And a huge welcome. Hello, I am Lisa Shirley, Community Manager for Formula Botanica, and I am thrilled to join you all for the last hour. We're going to be here showing you some amazing content as it's the countdown to the opening of our entrepreneur program.
And it is.
Lorraine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lorraine. I'm the CEO of Formula Botanica. I'm thrilled to be here with you. We've got 59 minutes and 18, 17, 16 seconds before we close down the masterclass, and also before we close the enrollment for the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program. So we thought we'd come hang out with you for an hour and host a very special closing show for anyone who's around to talk about your next step after the masterclass. And I'm excited.
Exactly. And we're going to be sharing some content with you, like I said, but really this is a celebration. And thank you so much. We have had thousands of you take part in this masterclass. And if you're a member of our Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind group, you would have seen all the pictures. And if you enrolled with us, you'd be in our exclusive Facebook group, our online classroom, where they've been sharing their enrollment selfies. They're already studying. As soon as you enroll with us, you can get going. So that has been lovely to see as well. So welcome to all of you. If you're a student, if you're thinking about being a student, you are welcome.
And we hope you enjoyed the masterclass. You know, this was really to get you thinking about what it means to formulate and showing you that you can formulate, because everyone can do this. And also that formulation is fun, it's easy, and it's empowering. And those are our big mottos. Everyone can formulate. In fact, everyone should formulate, because it's fun, it's easy, and empowering. And I really hope we showed you that as well. We had so many people take part. I think over 25,000 people took part. That's enormous. And all those people are now hopefully feeling inspired about formulation. And can I just point out, you're probably wondering, what's this thing behind me and why did it just tick over, Lorraine? That's our live student and graduate counter. So every single time someone enrolls with us and they're new, that ticks over. It takes a couple of minutes, but it's really awesome. So if you hear ticking throughout this live, if you see it tick over while I'm talking, you know that someone's enrolling, because of course there's only 57 minutes left to go until we close enrollment. But those people are in the process of changing their lives, and we are so thrilled to welcome them to Formula Botanica. So if that's you in the comments, then comment, tell us that you've enrolled, and we can give you a big shout out as well.
Exactly. And I just want to say again, just, you know, how lovely it's been seeing to all the students just get going. They really have just started their journey, and you can really see the change just happens so quickly. And all those products there that is behind Lorraine, they are all graduate brands, and that is not all of them. And I know we have our colleague Liziani in the comments, if she could share the graduates page. We have just so many graduate brands all around the world. Just, we're a global community, and we're so proud of that. And it never ends, just continuous brands launching all over the place. People, we are 194 countries now, and we just keep adding them, we're collecting them, and we absolutely love it. So yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, we're very proud of our community. So this particular closing show, we're going to talk to you about what it means to become a beauty entrepreneur who sees success, someone who succeeds. Because if you followed along in the masterclass, and you probably wouldn't be here unless you did, then you'll be thinking, what comes next? And can I really turn this into a brand? And how do I make this a success? So we've got a few slides to share with you, which I'm going to run you through in a minute. And then what we're going to do is come back and answer any questions that you have before, well, the duck quacks. My timer is a duck. My kids have played with it. So in 56 minutes, unfortunately, we will be shutting everything down. And that includes the masterclass, and it includes enrollment. So if you have a question, get in there now. We want to help you.
Exactly. And we do have people asking us, you know, why can't we extend it? But we have to have an endpoint, because we have to concentrate on our students. We have to kind of get them going, you know, encourage them to, you know, graduate and get started on their dreams. But please do take this opportunity. There's still an hour. And we know a lot of people that join this session, they have a question, and that's why they join. So don't be shy. Just drop it in the chat, and I'll be collecting them, and we'll get to them after.
Shall we get started?
And I'll see you on the other side.
Let's do this. Hopefully my slides are up. Can everyone see those?
Yeah,
so. Perfect. Right, let's go through this at rapid pace. In the meantime, keep your comments and questions coming in the chat. We want to hear from you. Also, tell us where you are in the world. Tell us how far you got in the masterclass. Keep talking to us, and we'll do our very best to answer everything when we come back into the room and the slides are finished. Anyway, if you followed along with the masterclass, this is your last step, is to think about how to become a beauty entrepreneur who succeeds. So you're here because you want to become an organic skincare entrepreneur. It's probably why you signed up for the masterclass, and it's certainly why you're here on this live with me and Lisa right now. But you're also here because you want to succeed. You don't just want to start a brand and hope for the best. You want it to be a success. And we want you to succeed too. That's our mission. That's our dream. We very much aspire that for you. I'm really excited about what this can mean for you, because we know that starting your organic skincare brand could completely change your life from start to finish, right? This is incredible. What we've seen this do for our graduates is amazing. And it's only through new beauty brands like yours that we will change the beauty industry. I want to be really clear on that too. We have the ability to affect change worldwide in beauty. And that's why we want to teach the world to formulate. That's why it's our mission. But almost everyone who doesn't succeed at becoming a skincare entrepreneur makes one big mistake, which is, and then they don't join the group of beauty entrepreneurs who do succeed. So we don't want you to go down this route, which is also why we're hosting this webinar today. And instead, they then get stuck. And days, weeks, months, years go by. They're still stuck and they can't get past this barrier. We don't want this for you. They delay their dreams. And many of them end up never even taking that first step. We want this for you. And those dreams don't become a reality. We want this to become a reality for you. So let's talk about what those people do wrong so you can avoid that mistake. They put up obstacles to prevent themselves from achieving their goals. Now, what do I mean by that? We don't want this for you. We want you to be like our graduates. Like our graduate Apinka of Eco Botanicals here in the UK, who created these beautiful products, which are based on African queens throughout history. Really fun. You buy her products, it has all these lovely little cards on explaining about all these different queens that they're named after. And she was voted into the industry hot list within just a year of launching her brand. Really beautiful to see. She charted at number 23 in the natural beauty industry hot list. Or our graduate Leslie, who started her brand Bella Botanicals in the US, again, has absolutely beautiful skincare, is doing so well, selling over 6 figures worth of products every year. Over 10,000 products she sells every single year. And here she is in the store, in fact, that she opened in Wisconsin to sell her beauty products. She quit her job and off she went. Absolutely amazing story. Or our graduate Sandra of Nopalera, who you've probably heard us talk about if you attended any of the webinars that we hosted as part of the masterclass. She enrolled with Formula Botanica, having had no real experience of making any formulations. She put the course fees on her credit card, bought enough ingredients to make one batch, and she was off. And she launched her brand. Absolutely phenomenal. She's now selling millions in products. She's been on Shark Tank. She's constantly being featured on TV and Forbes. In fact, I think I've got a slide that shows that. Here on the left, she's on Shark Tank. In the middle is one of her many, many TV appearances. There have been many. On the right, you can see when Nopalera had all these trucks branded and they drove all around LA. Incredible what she's achieved with her brand, and it's completely changed her life. So before I keep going, I just want to remind you, enrollment closes in under 1 hour. In fact, it is, let me look at my my phone, it is 51 minutes to go. So if this is something that you're interested in, then you saw in lesson 10 of your masterclass, the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program is the program for you. It contains these 3 courses on the right, the skincare, the advanced, and the business diplomas. And those will take you by the hand and teach you to become an organic skincare entrepreneur. So those beauty entrepreneurs who I just talked about, Apinka, Leslie, Sandra, they didn't put up those obstacles I talked about. They understood where they were at the start of their journey, and they knew that they had to take action in order to change their life. And they then planned the journey that they needed to take in order to achieve their dreams. Very inspiring. But not everyone does this, though. We see so many beauty entrepreneurs who don't make a plan. Then they lose confidence in themselves. They hope for the best. There's no plan, and it doesn't quite go to plan because there isn't one, and they lose confidence in themselves. And they talk about doing something, but they never really take action. And then they try to justify why they aren't following their dreams by blaming external factors such as money, time, the beauty industry, or the belief that they have in themselves. And we're going to talk a little bit more about these 4 elements in a minute. But luckily, there is a solution to make sure that you don't get stuck. This is important. And if you have a pen and paper to hand, we're going to do a little exercise in a minute. So I do encourage you to make some notes, because those notes might be very empowering for you. You're here. You took part in the masterclass. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching me live right now. And that means you have a dream to start an organic skincare brand. And the good news is you know where you want to go. You know what the end goal is. We just need to add a few details to get you there. So that's what this webinar is all about. So we have a short, simple exercise to help you. But before I get to that exercise, just a quick reminder, enrollment closes in under 1 hour. In fact, it is 48 minutes to go. So if you are planning to become an organic skincare entrepreneur and you do want that entrepreneur program that we teach, you've got less than an hour to finalize your enrollment for it. So let's walk through the exercise together. As I said, if you have pen and paper to hand, this would be very helpful. Step number 1 is I want you to picture yourself 5 years into the future. Just close your eyes for a minute and think, okay, what's it now? It's 2025. It'll be 2026 soon. Let's say 5 years into the future, we'll be in 2030. Sounds quite futuristic, right? I want you to just imagine yourself in 2030 right now. We're going to do a little bit of a visualization exercise. So what sort of brand have you created? What does it look like? You're in 2030. You've got your organic skincare brand, because that's your dream, right? You know where you want to go. We're trying to picture you there at the moment. What sort of brand have you created? What do you stand for? What's your big mission? How are you trying to change the world with it? Is your packaging colorful? What does it look like? If you have it in your hand, what does it feel like? Can you picture yourself in 2030, 5 years from now? Can you picture yourself changing the world? I know that sounds big. I know that sounds scary, but our graduates are doing it every single day, because you can change the world in 1,000 tiny ways, right? You can change the world by changing lots of different people's lives through the products that you create. And that could be you. You can imagine yourself 5 years from now, maybe even 3 years from now, maybe even next year, changing people's lives with the products that you create. I want you to just try and visualize that for a minute and think about how that makes you feel, because I'm sure that feels incredibly exciting. So step number 2, we're still visualizing ourselves into the future, 2030. What sort of formulations are you selling? You watched us make that face cream in the masterclass. Maybe you formulated along. Maybe you didn't. That's totally fine if you didn't as well. What sort of formulations do you want to sell as part of your brand? Are you looking at skincare? Are you looking at hair care? Are you looking at oils, butters? Are you looking at scrubs, masks, cleansers, foaming cleansers, oil cleansers, gel cleansers? Are you looking at different types of lotions or serums? Are you looking at scrubs? Anything's possible. What sort of formulations do you sell? Just try and picture it for a minute. And if you can, write it down. Do they contain any specific ingredients? Is there anything that really stood out to you in the masterclass where you're like, oh, yeah, I'd love to work with that sort of ingredient? Do you remember episode 8, if you watched it, where I have this big table filled with ingredients in front of me? Were there any that really stood out to you? Or is there anything that grows near you that really speaks to you? And how many formulations are in your product range? Have you launched the product range with 1 formulation, or 3, or 5, or 10? Anything is possible. Just try and picture it. You're in 2030. You've got your skincare brand. What does that look like? What sort of formulations are you selling? How many have you got? Which ingredients do they contain? And what do they look and feel like and smell like? Imagine you've made a beautiful cleanser. What color is it? How does it feel when it glides onto the skin? How does your skin feel afterwards? Ask yourself these questions. Just try and visualize it, because it will start to bring the whole thing to life for you. And that's what we want, because this is your dream. This is not my dream. This is your dream. And I want to help you get there. So that was step number 2. Now let's move on to step number 3. And if you're just joining us, we're doing a quick visualization exercise to help you think about how you get to achieving your dream of starting your organic skincare brand. So we're picturing ourselves 5 years into the future. We're in 2030. Who is buying your skincare? We've tried to think about, what sort of brand you've created, what sort of formulations you've had. Now let's think about your customer. Who's buying your products? And why do they want to buy from you? And also, how do your formulations make them feel? And how does it feel to know that you're changing their lives? This is a really important part of the visualization that you need to go through as you're trying to think about becoming an organic skincare entrepreneur. Ultimately, you're going to have to think about the customers that you want to attract to your brand and the types of people they are. You might want to even give them a name. This person who buys your products might be a woman. Maybe you want to call her, I don't know, Anne or Sarah or whatever a name is near you. And when she uses your products, how does she feel? Does she feel pleased? Does she feel like you're really helping her skin health? Just visualize that. Write down whatever comes up into your mind, because this is a really important exercise for you to go through. And it's exciting as well, because now you're thinking about who's actually going to be buying from you and how you can change your life with the products. Change their lives with the products that you make. How empowering would that be? So, step number 5, if you've just joined us, we're doing a quick visualization exercise to think about you starting your organic skincare brand and how you get there. And we're doing that by visualizing 5 years into the future, 2030, which feels really far away, doesn't it? I'm trying to think about what your skincare brand looks like. But you might even launch it next year or in 2 years or in 3 years. Anything's possible. But we've gone quite far into the future to really think about what that looks like. What does your life look like now that you have a skincare brand? Oh, that's a fun one, isn't it? Do you have your own skincare or hair care brand? Let's assume that you do. What does it look like in your life? How does it fit with everything else that you have? Does it give you freedom? Are you an entrepreneur? There's a label that, a lot of people aspire to have, and not many people have that label. What does it feel like to be able to say, hi, I'm an entrepreneur. I've created my own business. Here's my skincare brand. Would you like to try my products? And is this your sole source of income? For many of our graduates, in the beginning, it isn't. And then they quit their jobs because sales take off. I've interviewed so many of our graduates who go, yeah, I quit my job. Now I do this full time. That could be you in 5 years from now. You could be making these exquisite products, have these amazing customers whose lives you're changing. You could be an entrepreneur. This could be your sole source of income. Your life could fit around the business, or the business can fit around your life. As many of our graduates have told us, it's given them more time and more freedom. That could be you. So step number 5 in this visualization exercise, 2030, we're picturing ourselves in the future. You've got your organic skincare brand. What does your life feel like? We've talked about what it looks like, but what does it feel like? Are you happy? Just imagine you have your organic skincare brand. Maybe you have quit your job. Are you happy? Do you feel fulfilled? There you go. Question number 2. Do you feel fulfilled? Do you have freedom? Are you sat there going, this is the best thing I could have ever done for myself? Because that's what pretty much all of our graduates say to me. They go, this has given me a confidence and a self-belief that I didn't even know was possible. It's changed everything for me. I just want you to picture what that would look like. 5 years into the future, your life completely changed. Can't really even put a value on that, can you? So let's now think about where you are now. We've just gone through 5 steps of our visualization exercise, thinking ahead to the future. We're thinking about what your organic skincare brand looks and feels like, what products you're making, who's buying them. We're 5 years into the future. Let's now think about where you are right now. So step number 6, I want you to think about, what does life look and feel like for you right now? Where are you? What's happening? Do you work a day job? Are you looking after a family? Do you have other responsibilities that take up a lot of your time? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel happy? Write down all those things. What is happening in your life right now? And then write down, for step number 7, what do you want to change? What do you want to change about your life? If you're not feeling fulfilled in your career, how would you want to change that? If you feel like you don't have the freedom or the creative outlet that you've always wanted, how do you change that? If you feel like you want to create something that's bigger than yourself in the world and make your mark on the world at any age, how do you want to do that? What do you want to change? Write it down. These are big, scary questions, by the way. So take them away and sit and think with them as well. Let's think about them. And then step number 8 is the final question, I think, in my exercise, which is, do you have everything that you need to start an organic skincare brand? Because you saw in the masterclass all the things that are required, all the knowledge that you need in order to be able to learn how to formulate and then sell those formulations. Do you have everything that you need? If you're here right now on this webinar, there are probably a few things missing from that list. So let's have a look at your checklist. Firstly, you need a vision for changing your life. I think you've got that because you're here. You wouldn't have that vision if you weren't here. You wouldn't have taken part in the masterclass and made it all the way through if you didn't have that vision. So that's step number 1 on the checklist. Tick. You've got that one. Pretty awesome. Everyone loves checking off boxes on a checklist, right? Number 2 is your first formulation. So we took care of that for you with the masterclass. If you followed along with us and you formulated along, you actually made it. If you just followed along, which is totally fine too, then you saw how to make your first formulation. Tick. We've given you that knowledge. Now let's look at what else is on the checklist. The third part is your favorite ingredients. Now, you already saw some of the ingredients that you can work with in the masterclass, but we only had 8 ingredients in the pumpkin face cream. There are thousands, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to them and work your way through them and experiment with them. Not all thousands, I presume, but you'll be working with an awful lot of ingredients as you learn how to formulate, and you've got to figure out which ones are your favorites. You'll also need a home formulation lab. If you formulated along with us in the masterclass, that might have been the first time you created a space for yourself in your home to formulate. If you didn't formulate along with us in the masterclass, which is also totally fine, then you might already be thinking, do I have a side table in a room somewhere where I can do this? You might already be thinking, where could I formulate if I took this further? Step number 5 on the checklist is your own formulations. So it's not enough to just follow the one that we give you. We want you to go out into the world and create your own. I get sent products all the time by our graduates, and they've all taken the same courses, but they all create different formulations, which is amazing because they use the ingredients that mean something to them, and they create the products that are perfect for their customers. Everyone's different. You're going to have to come up with your own formulations too. The 6th point on our checklist is safety documentation and compliance. And again, we teach you all of this at Formula Botanica because if you're going to sell products, make and sell products, you need to comply with the law. And we've got you covered in pretty much every region of the world. You'll also need packaging. You need to think about how you're going to package your products and where you want to get that packaging from and how it reflects your brand. You'll need a testing plan. So you'll need to think about stability testing and preservative testing. Again, don't worry about all these words if you've never heard them before. We cover all of this. It is very achievable for people who are formulating at home. Then you'll need a brand niche. So you'll need a specialism for your brand and figure out how you can really help the people who are looking for products in that niche or niche. And then finally, you'll need a brand name. You might already have something in mind. You might already even have a brand. And you'll need a brand mission of what you're trying to achieve. At the beginning, I said, we're on a mission to teach the world to formulate. What's your mission? What do you want to achieve with your organic skincare brand? So this is your checklist. And you can see you've already ticked off the first 2 things on that checklist. But how are you going to tick off the remaining components? Hopefully that's where Formula Botanica comes in. So what are you still missing from that checklist? Well, what's clear from that list? You need a roadmap. We have that roadmap. I think you've probably seen this already as part of the masterclass. And you could go it alone, or we can teach you that roadmap. And that roadmap will save you years in time, in money, in heartache, in wasted ingredients, in poor formulations, in mistakes. Believe me, I've seen thousands of skincare entrepreneurs go and try and do it alone, and they have often really, really struggled. So we have that roadmap. Here are just a few of the people who've taken our courses and graduated, and there they are with their certificate selfies. We love these photos. It's very special to see all these pictures, actually. These people are amazing, and they are forging their pathways in formulation all around the world. The longer you wait, the longer it will take you to realize your dream. I really want you to internalize that messaging, because if you sit here and wait for another 5 years to get to 2030, like we talked about in that visualization exercise, then you might look back and go, what have I just spent the last 5 years doing? Why didn't I get started? I could have created this for myself. This is your dream, right? This is why you're here. So I want to ask you, what's holding you back? Is it money? It may well be. For a lot of people, they're probably looking at this going, enrolling for a course, an award-winning, gold award-winning course like Formula Botanica's, which has over 2,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot. You might be thinking, I can't afford this right now. And if you genuinely are sat there going, enrolling for this course would be the difference between me being able to eat or heat my house or not, then this is not the course for you. Absolutely not. But if you are sat there thinking, I'm just not sure I see the value, then I really want to call you out and go, this is your dream, right? You're here for a reason. You're here because you want to become an organic skincare entrepreneur. What value do you place on that dream? What value do you place on completely changing your life? This is what our graduates say to us. And if you haven't heard any of the interviews I've done with our graduates, there are many on the podcast I host for Formula Botanica, on YouTube, all over the place. Go and listen to those interviews, because they sit there and they go, I honestly can't even begin to tell you how much this has changed my life. So if you want that life-changing experience, that transformation as well, I want you to ask yourself what value you place on that, because it could mean everything for you. You might also be held back by time. You might be sat there going, I just don't think I can commit to this. It's a lot of time. But again, I want to just say to you, are you really prioritizing this in your life then? Because again, this is your dream. It's not it is our dream for you, but it is your dream that you hold to want to become an organic skincare entrepreneur. If time is the thing that's putting you off, how can you prioritize this in your life? How can you carve out time to learn how to formulate and then start a business? Because you want to get there. So let's try and get you there. I often have a lot of people come to us and they go, I've seen on your website that, you have 3 years access to the program. What if I don't achieve it? What if I don't complete it in that time? Well, first of all, if that's you, don't worry. We do have an extension program, but that's not the point really, because the point is, my goodness, if you're thinking it's going to take you 3 years to complete an online program, then you're not prioritizing this in your life. And I want you to really think about how you can do this. We even had a Trustpilot review a while ago. It's one of my favorite Trustpilot reviews from one of our graduates who has 8 children. And she left this review and she said, I have 8 children and I've homeschooled all of them whilst doing this course, and I just graduated. And I thought, well, there you go. If she can do this whilst homeschooling 8 children, then anyone can do this. So don't let time be an obstacle for you. Or you might be looking at the market, the beauty industry, and going, can I really make a difference in the beauty industry? Can I really make an impact? You might be thinking, the beauty industry is so crowded. I hear this all the time from people, right? They're like, oh, well, who needs my brand? The industry is so crowded. Well, like I said at the beginning of my presentation, the beauty industry needs your brand because we need to change the beauty industry. It needs a radical overhaul from people who care about skin health and people who don't want to enforce these unrealistic beauty ideals on everyone around them. And it needs people like you who are passionate about working with organic and natural ingredients and who genuinely want to make a difference in the world. And if that's you, I don't want you to sit there and think, I can't do it because I can't compete with L'Oreal. You are not competing with L'Oreal. And I also want to just point out the beauty industry is enormous, right? It's a $500 billion US dollar industry per year, $500 billion. And this pie keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It just grows year on year. It's like this beast with multiple heads. It will never be exterminated. It just keeps growing with these enormous companies that put out these unrealistic beauty ideals in the world and make people feel bad about themselves. And you could gain a slice of that pie by doing good, by creating products that work, that use these beautiful botanical ingredients, and that really lift people's spirits. You could do that. So don't let the market stop you either. Or you might be sat there thinking, I just can't do this. Who am I to become an entrepreneur? No one believes in me. I don't believe in me. Well, I just want to say to you, you can do this. You can do this, and you can do this at any age. That's the other thing we always hear. People go, I'm too old to become an entrepreneur. I'm in my, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. We have people come to us at every age, by the way, to start beauty brands, and many of them succeed, which is amazing to see because they don't let this I can't mentality get in the way. They say to themselves, I'm going to do this because I can. And I hope that we showed you in the masterclass as well that you can. Everyone can formulate. It's not something that's specific to a chemist in a lab. Everyone can do this. And if you believe in yourself and you keep going and you create these beautiful products that change people's lives, you can turn that I can't into I can. It's absolutely incredible what you can do when you put your mind to it. Believe me, because I've seen it thousands of times in our community. So we want you to be like our graduates. We believe in you. Now we want you to believe in yourself as well. So you've seen the formulation blueprint. We've talked about it all throughout the masterclass in a myriad of different ways. It's come up in all these different lessons that we've taught. This is what it looked like, actually. This is what I taught in lesson 10, which was the live lesson in the masterclass. And if you haven't seen lesson 10, you've got 29 minutes left to go and watch it. So you need to hurry up. But this is what the formulation blueprint looked like. Step number 1 is set up your professional lab at home. Step number 2 is learn how to research and select natural ingredients. Step number 3 was create professional formulations with no prior experience. Step number 4 was to ensure that your formulation is safe, stable, and sellable. And step number 5 was to launch your formulation into a business. This is the blueprint. And now it's time to follow that blueprint. This blueprint forms the foundation of Formula Botanica, of our school, by the way. And now it's time to formulate your future. I love that. You could formulate your future. If you were here for the visualization exercise I ran about 10-15 minutes ago, think back to 2030, picture yourself with that organic skincare brand, picture yourself with those products that you've made, and think about how that would make you feel if you could formulate that future for yourself. So enrollment closes in under 30 minutes. We are now at, let me just look at my timer, 27 minutes to go. There's a link in the chat. The team is in there. They're answering any questions that come up. So if this is what you want to do, you've got less than 30 minutes to do it. The clock is ticking. So here's just a few lovely posts that we've grabbed from our online classroom. This is from our graduate who says, I feel more equipped than ever to craft products that are safe, effective, and rooted in the science of natural skincare. How would that make you feel if you were able to say that? Or this graduate who says, when I enrolled in the skincare diploma, I had, hang on, let me just move my camera so I can actually see what it says. I had no idea the course would define the next chapter in my journey. Who would have thought at the age of 56, I would be sharing such a pivotal moment? What an incredible testimonial. Just goes to show you can do this at any age. Here's a Kanksha who says, finally, my home lab is coming together, my new happy place. Imagine this, you could create your own home formulation lab where you're playing around with ingredients. It's your own little sort of apothecary where you can make your potions and lotions. Super exciting, very fulfilling. Or here's Shasta who says, I passed my final assignment and could never have done it without the education provided by Formula Botanica. And here she is with her certificate. I love those photos. Or here's Judy who says, I sincerely thank all the tutors and the mentors for their help and support. You will get through this program with our support. We will be holding your hand and cheering you on every single step of the way. And you will make friends in the process. This is a picture from some of our students in Australia, students and graduates. They just got together and had dinner together. How cool is that? Here's Vicky who says, it was great to catch up with past and present students. Looking forward to the next one. We have seen so many people make really lovely friendships in our community over the years. This could be you too. Not only would you learn a new skill and have the ability to change your life, but you'll make new friends in the process too. Or this student who says, I'm very proud of me. For all your students and graduates, keep on keeping on. I love this. And she's turned all of the badges that you get with the courses into those lovely pictures as well. Or here's Lynn who says, this is an exciting journey ahead. I can't wait to share my brand and my crazy story. How would that feel for you if you'd graduated, you were sat there with your certificate selfie and you were going, this could change everything for me and I can't wait to create my brand. This is Serena who says, I want to celebrate my graduation with you. I now have the business diploma and the advanced diploma, both of which are in the entrepreneur program. And I want to express my gratitude for the education provided by Formula Botanica. Absolutely wonderful. So, a few final reminders. Firstly, you need to give yourself permission to follow your dreams. This is your dream. You want this. You wouldn't be here otherwise if this wasn't your dream. Now give yourself permission to go and achieve it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And I really want you to give yourself permission. I want you to be able to follow your dreams. The other point I want you to remember is you will fail at 100% of the things you don't start. So if you don't start this, you will fail at it. And I don't want that for you because this is your dream. And then the third one is the only person who can achieve your dreams for you is you. We can do an awful lot along the way. We can give you the education you need. We can cheer you on. We can give you as much support as possible. But you are the only person who can do this for yourself. It's pretty empowering, really, when you realize that you have the tools in your hand to change everything. And what I don't want is that you look back at this moment a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and you think, if only I'd started, I could be so much further along on my journey of achieving my dream. All these graduates who I've spoken to, who've created these incredible brands, who are changing people's lives with their products, who are changing people's skin health with their products, who are making really good money with their products. That could be you. You could do that too. All you need is a good idea and the passion to keep going and to give yourself permission, like it says under number 1, and to drive it forward. The only person who can achieve your dreams for you is you. So don't get stuck here. That was the checklist I showed you earlier where I said, right, you've got the vision for changing your life. You walk through the first formulation in the masterclass. Don't get stuck there. Keep going. Keep working down that checklist. We want to help you get there. You could start an adventure. Here are just some of the beautiful students who have recently enrolled with us. And we love that they've shared those photos with us as well, because it's really fantastic to see these pictures of them. And if you're in the chat, if you're around, please give us a wave so we can give you a shout out. So enrollment closes in a matter of minutes. We're currently looking at 22 minutes. That's also when the masterclass ends. So what I'm going to do is I've come to the end of my slides. I'm going to come back in the room. Lisa's going to join me and we're going to take as many questions as we can. So if you have any questions, fire them at me. That's why we're here. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for people in the comments. I can already see some of the questions we usually get, which is, really great. It means that people are thinking about taking this to the next step. That's fantastic. Okay, let's get to the Q&A. Let's give Lorraine a second to have a drink because she does.
Tell me some water there, Lisa.
40 minutes, that's okay. I just wanted to flag a lovely comment here. Let me just have a look. Okay, so here we go. It is from Queen Rosie's Kitchen. Fantastic handle. Someone says that home lab is inspiring to me. So I just want to start off with that one. Like, how simple is it? Because we get loads of questions from people thinking they need a really home professional lab to start off with, tons of equipment, tons of stuff, but how simple is it really to get started?
Well, if you followed along in the masterclass, then hopefully you realize it's really, really simple. First of all, you don't need a big area or a big space. You just need, even a corner of a desk will do, right? It just needs to be hygienic and you need to be able to wipe it down and clean it down properly. And some of our students do that in the corner of an office, or they use a spare room, or they might use part of their kitchen, although you have to make sure that everything is fully wiped down. And if you have a busy family kitchen, then that might not always be achievable, which is why some of our students go and use a separate room. Also, if you watch the masterclass, you'll have seen this, which is our lab in a bag. It's basically just a small wash kit. And in episode 2 of the masterclass, you watched me unbox it, basically, where I just emptied it out of all the things that were in it. And as you saw, you don't need all that much. So it's amazing to see when you have this feeling, everyone has this, of you have to be a chemist to do this. They have all these big fancy labs at L'Oreal, Lancome and Clarins and Clinique. Yes, they do, but you don't need that. You absolutely don't. And the people who started those brands, by the way, also didn't have big fancy labs. They were also in their kitchens and on burners and hobs and things like that. So you can do that. And we have so many photos of those home labs. We've been sent hundreds of them over the years. And it's wonderful to see. We've even taught a few webinars to show people how you can set this up really simply. So it is inspiring to me too, Queen Rosie's Kitchen. I love it.
Okay, and just as a reminder, because we are looking at that timer now. When does everything finish? So I missed the masterclass. Unfortunately, this person is coming in a little bit late. Can I watch a replay? When is everything finishing?
Oh, Lisa, we've been going for 2 weeks. We finish in literally, 19 minutes, and then we will be closing down. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, because obviously I would love for you to jump in and watch them. I mean, you can go and watch them now. You've got 20 minutes, but it's not a huge amount of time to get through everything. I think the main thing is that unfortunately we have to close it down, because the whole team at Formula Botanica has been very busy running this masterclass for free for over 25,000 people, and now we have to get the show on the road with all the people who enrolled with us. So orientation starts imminently. In fact, maybe you can talk a little bit about that in a minute, Lisa. But I think the main thing is, unfortunately, it's gone. But Formula Botanica has a ton of free materials that you can come and make the most of, Lisa. Come and check out our blog. It has over 700 articles on it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got some awesome videos dropping towards the end of this year and beyond. Subscribe to the podcast that I host. It's called Green Beauty Conversations at Formula Botanica. And if you want to get started with formulation, we also have a program open for enrollment, which closes in 18 and a half minutes, not to be specific. But there's a link in the chat. So come and have a look at what that looks like. Because if you know you want to formulate, then we can get you started straight away, even without a masterclass. But do you want to talk briefly about orientation, actually, Lisa?
Yeah, so our students that have signed up with us would receive communication about this. So when you do enroll with us, we don't just have you enroll and then just leave you on your own. You can join a whole host of goodies, and we have live events, we have recorded videos, and we get the whole team involved. And it really is just a way to kind of get you through those first few modules. And it is so successful. We have an exclusive Facebook group as well. We have tons of people joining in, like saying just how excited they are to get started and how quick they are going through those modules when they sign up. I think a lot of people think, what is it going to be like? And it opens up a whole world of excitement. It really is amazing. So there's loads of things you can join into. It's like the masterclass, but kind of like an extension. So yeah.
And I think it's worth noting that the masterclass for everyone who took part is just a fraction of what you get when you study with us. It's just literally us taking a few teeny tiny components from the courses and putting them together to take you on a learning journey and prepare you for becoming a formulator. But there is so much more in the programs we teach. You learn how to make one face cream. Imagine a course filled with face creams and serums and cleansers and scrubs and balms and bars and butters and oils and everything you could think of. Then imagine an advanced course where you learn how to experiment and research in great depth, and even take any product that you can buy anywhere in the supermarkets or in the shops or Sephora or Ulta and formulate it yourself just by reviewing that ingredient list. That's a whole skill that we will teach you. And then imagine having the equivalent of an MBA for a beauty brand. That's our business diploma. All of that is wrapped up in this amazing program that will take you from complete beginner to being able to create your own skincare brand. By the way, I am actually holding up one of our graduates' brands. Actually, I was sent this one a couple of weeks ago, and it's been pride of place in my bathroom. Actually, it's rather lovely. I don't want to let it go. That could be you. You could do that, and that's incredibly exciting. But there are only 16 minutes left.
But there's only 16 minutes, but how soon is it that people can get started? So when people enroll, how quick is that process?
Yes, well, you start straight away. I mean, you receive your login details and your student email within about 10-15 minutes of signing up. And then we want you to get started and get stuck in. And the first thing you'll get when you start on your course is you'll get a shopping list. And that shopping list will show you all of the ingredients that we use in the course, but it will also tell you which ingredients we recommend you get, because you have to buy absolutely everything. That would be nuts. And that way you can start to go to some of the suppliers that we recommend, because one of the bonuses that you get when you enroll with us is our supplier guide, which has over 500 global suppliers in it. So you can order your ingredients and start working through the theory of your first module. And then as soon as your ingredients arrive, you will be ready to formulate. And at that point, you'll be making your first products, which could be in a week. So I think it's incredibly exciting, because a lot of people think, oh, I have to wait for class to start. No, it's a self-study program. You set the pace. And we do have live student support sessions as well, where you can drop in and speak to tutors, but you dictate the pace. And that means you can go as fast or as slow as you want, which is very empowering.
And speaking of going at your own pace, because we get questions all the time, people saying, oh, I can't join this live and I can't join that. And we're not all on the same time. We're a global community. But how easy do we make it for people? Because obviously people are always worried about, do I need to do this amount a week? Do I need to do this amount a month? Like, how much is it? You know, how much do we allow them to figure out their own schedule?
It's entirely up to you. You know, we've had students who have raced through their diplomas in under a month. We've had students who've taken years to do it, and both is absolutely fine. Although we do recommend that you get on with it because this is your dream and we want to help you get there. But, you know, life gets in the way, these things happen. And that's why we've created the programs like this. So you dictate the pace. How good does that sound?
Exactly. And it is very good for Danielle, who says, hi guys, I just enrolled in the program, super excited to start. I'm in Texas if anyone wants to connect. So fantastic. Now Danielle, please go into our online classroom. You'll be sent links for all of this, don't worry. And as soon as you get in there, just say hello. There's a little kind of welcome post in there, and just, you know, you'll find how welcoming and supportive all of our students are. There's not competitive at all. It's all about sharing the stuff that you love to formulate. Yeah. And that's what other people want to see as well, that, you know, there's not an ounce of competitiveness in there. It is just all about support and people asking you questions and giving you help. So please do go in there and say hello to everyone, because that would be great. Best way to start.
Absolutely. I can see the questions coming in. So shall we try and fire some of them?
Okay. Oh, well, okay. Well, this is an easy one. Just to remind everyone where to go, because we're ending. So how do I get the training?
Well, there's a link with this video, which you can click on. And I know Elisiani, who is our deputy head of education. Sorry, it's been a very long day.
It's been a very long week.
In the chat, who's been posting up the link. So yeah, just go and click on that link and go and see it on the website. However, there's a big red Enroll Now button at the top of that page, and that Enroll Now button will be disappearing in about 20 minutes or so. In fact, in 13 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. So someone says, so I do have my own hair and skincare business, but to better understand the formulation process to make products that give serious solutions. So this person is asking about the formulation. So do we teach people, I hate to use the word recipes, Lorraine, do we teach recipes, or do we teach you how to improve your formulations?
It's a good question, because of course it's very easy to think that everyone learns how to make the same recipes like you did in the masterclass. But what we do is, let's take an example of a face cream like the one in the masterclass. First of all, what we'll do is teach you how to make one and follow our recipe. So we'll explain exactly how it's all broken down. We'll explain all the intricacies, much like we did in the masterclass in the individual lessons. And then what we'll do is we'll give you some sample formulations that we've made if you want to go and follow them. Some people don't. Some people want to make everything that we teach them. That's totally fine as well. And then what we do is we give you what we call a frame formulation. So that frame formulation consists of a list of different types of ingredients. So in the masterclass, for instance, you had a hydrosol, you had an oil, you had an emulsifier, you had an antioxidant, you had some botanical ingredients, you had a preservative, etc. And so what we'll do is we'll say, okay, well, imagine you want to add botanical ingredients, go between 0 and 10%. And that means you then have a frame to work within. You know, you shouldn't probably really go over 10% with that. You probably want a bit more than 0. So you have leeway to practice with that. That's how the skincare diploma works. And it's basically like we've put the training wheels on for you to give you the confidence to create products that work. Once you move on to our advanced diploma, the training wheels come off. And at this point, we teach you through what we call study projects, where we get you to design little experiments to test out different ingredients, test out different formulation types, just test everything out so you can create the formulations that work exactly the way you want them to. So it's a lovely student journey that we've put together for you. A lot of thought has gone into it, and it works.
It does. And also, we've got things that work. We understand that people have concerns. So I want to raise this one. So someone says, I live in Tenerife. Lovely. I've been there. Canary Island of Spain. And I worried where to get all the ingredients and fast to receive the products. Those are my doubts. It's okay to have those questions, but how do we help our students think about ingredients, assist them with suppliers, all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we have quite a few students and graduates in the Canary Islands, some of which have even started brands there. So I know you can definitely get ingredients there. But we also give this supplier guide as part of this is a bonus, actually. You just get this for free when you enroll with us. And it has all the regions of the world in it with all different types of formulation ingredient suppliers and a few testing labs as well, and all sorts of different resources. over 500 companies who we've vetted or our students have vetted. So you get access to that for free as part of your student library. It's not even in the courses. So when you log into the e-learning platform, you'll see your courses sit there. And by the way, you also get a bonus course in the form of the orientation program that we have set up, where you can get a fun little badge to get started. And then there's also a student library, which you can click on at the top, and there's lots of bonus study resources in there. So there's the student, the supplier guide, but there's also, I love this one, our ingredient directory, which is a 250-page document. I've had it printed out. We don't give you a printed version, we give you a PDF. And it contains all these different profiles of different types of ingredients, over 150 ones. So this is your Bible when you get started, and that's a bonus to enroll. And I mean, there's some beautiful aloe vera based products as well from the Canary Islands. So that might be an option too.
Amazing. And we've been speaking a lot about, formulations and ingredients, but how does the business course really take it to the next level? Because there's so much free content on YouTube. When you go Googling, people might find us on YouTube, all that kind of thing. But how is it different?
I think a lot of people think, as long as I learn how to make the products, I'm good. Because they think I'll make the product, I'll just create a website in, say, Shopify, and the sales will come. I think almost everyone falls for this, and that doesn't happen. The sales don't come, because if you don't tell someone that you're there, it's not going to happen. So you need a whole branding, marketing strategy behind it, and a retail strategy, and a manufacturing strategy, and a finance strategy, and all the things that are required to set up a business, including a very robust business plan. So that's why we created our business diploma, because we want to take you by the hand once you've started to think about what formulations you want to make, and we want to help you create a strong brand that really resonates and can change the world. We want you to create a manufacturing strategy that works for you, where maybe you manufacture at home, or maybe you outsource to a contract manufacturer, which is maybe not something you want to do in the early days. But once you're producing millions of units, as some of our graduates have done, you're going to have to start to partner with external factories. You will want to help you create your costing and pricing strategy, set up the financial reporting for your business, think about how you want to potentially even raise investment. Then there's things like retailers. Do you want to sell just through your e-commerce platform, your own website, or do you want to start also working with external, bigger or smaller retailers? There'll be a whole myriad of things to think about in terms of e-commerce, safety, data protection, how to get people to sign up for your newsletter, that sort of thing. And then there's the marketing and sales component, because what you want to do is create an entire marketing funnel. There is so much to it, and yet we've broken it all down in a really, really simple blueprint, and it works. If you go and read our reviews on Trustpilot, you'll see it for yourself, with all these people who've left reviews going, that course was amazing. And that's just the business diploma. I mean, that's just one of 3. Can you tell I love that course?
It's also the one that surprises a lot of people. I think when I've seen students, and this is fine, they kind of started thinking, oh, it's going to be business, they're going to be taught, this and that, I'll get the pen out. But it's actually so interesting. And Cheryl, who is one of our students and then went to work for us, she was just blown away by the course, and it became her favorite. So that happens to a lot of students.
It's my favorite too, actually, secretly. I mean, I love the formulation. I love the advanced diploma, but the business diploma, I do geek out on that one.
It's right there. And just a reminder, we've got 6 minutes left, and that is no time at all. So I'm going to say this now. Enrollment is closing. So when we do obviously close it, if you are on that page and you're just going through, you'll know, what it is if you're clicking on that link. Don't worry, we will honor it. So just, continue it. But when we close in 6 minutes, it's going to have to end. All good things must come to an end. I'm afraid this masterclass also has an end point, because it is fantastic. But yeah, we do have to focus on the students after this. So yeah, final reminders.
It definitely is. There are just 6 minutes left to change your life. And not to put any pressure on me, but that's really what it comes down to. And in a minute, that timer will go off and you'll hear the duck quack. And that is it. Then we will be closing down the masterclass. There'll be a few minutes grace, because the tech team will be in the backdrop shutting everything down, but they're pretty fast. So I just want, if you are considering enrolling, I want you to talk to us. Talk to us in the chat. Tell us how you're feeling. We will have had a graduate who is exactly where you are at this moment. So talk to us, because we want to help you. Like I said in my slides, you have a dream. How do we help you get there? Let us help you. Like all these brands I have stood behind me. In fact, the products are starting to spill over. I've run out of space. I don't actually know where I'm going to put them all. I might have to just build another tier above it or something. But these graduates are selling their products all over the world, and they have achieved great success with their beauty brands. We want this for you too.
Really do. And I think Eliziane has shared the link in the chat as well. But if you just go take a look at our graduates and just have a look and look at it by area, just like keep scrolling down. There are just graduates all over the world. And, I'm always saying, we see the same questions because we see a lot of people just not really believing they can do it. But everyone started in the same place. Everyone on that graduate page, all of those graduate brands there, all had that thought like, I'm not sure if I can do this. Or can I really? That's the question, isn't it? Can I really start a brand? And you're seeing physical proof there of people being able to do it wherever you are in the world, like no doubt.
Yep, it's exciting. And we have the blueprint to help you get there. I hope you've seen that in the masterclass as well, because those lessons were set up in a very specific way to talk you through parts of that blueprint. And then obviously, if you joined us live or for the replay for lesson 10, because I know it's on your study area now, then you will see what that blueprint looks like as well. Our courses are based on that blueprint. Our school is based on that blueprint, and it works. We've been doing this for over a decade. Formula Botanica launched in 2012, so this is now our 14th year. We'll be celebrating our 14-year anniversary in I think it's in April. I mean, it's incredible. We are the market leader. We've been doing this for such a long time, and it works, which is why we have over 22,000 students and graduates in 194 countries and territories, which is insane.
And I know a lot of people watching this closing show with us would have seen like us and would have seen like, some of the team. But how do the education team get involved? Like how, are they grading the assignments and supporting the students as they go along?
Yes. Well, first of all, we have a lovely team of tutors who are there. There's a whole army of tutors. And they are always answering questions from students. So we have these wonderful forums inside the courses. I mean, the forums themselves are like gold as well, because you can go in them and there's over 10 years worth of questions and answers in there. But you can post up your question, a tutor will get back to you. It's incredibly helpful because if there's something that's burning on your mind, you can speak to a tutor. We also have a peer support classroom, which is the one that Lisa talks about, which we host on Facebook. You don't have to join that, but it's a really nice way of connecting with your peers. We also have our lovely student help desk where you can speak to our student advisors who will help you with admin queries and finance queries and things like that. And then at the end of the course, the big diplomas, the formulation ones at least, there's a graded assignment where you submit on paper your very best formulation. You follow all the guidelines we give you, and we give you a template to fill in, and we explain it all perfectly. And then they work with you one-on-one to grade your assignment and give you feedback. And if you're struggling, then they help you. And if you sail through it, they'll be cheering you on every single step of the way. So it's a lovely way of getting you through this self-study program.
Exactly. And I can just see someone actually has posted a comment saying they didn't get an answer to their question. That I'm not sure if they put it here or somewhere else. But if you do feel like that, it's often because sometimes people don't want to throw a question out there publicly and don't want to ask it. We all feel like that sometimes. Mm. So just please start a conversation with us. It's hello@formulabotanica.com. And when you send us an email to our help desk, the lovely Eliziane, who's in the comments, she'll be able to assist you along with some of her team. And it's a human answering you. It's not just a standard reply. We really do understand your questions, and people have questions. They often lead to students because we know we can help you. So just start a conversation with us, and we would definitely answer it. We answer thousands and thousands of tickets a year. Yes. And we will answer yours as well.
So if you have enrolled over the last week or so since we opened enrollment, you are about to change your life, and this is incredibly exciting. We're about to kick off orientation. We very much want you to take part. Lisa talked about all the things that are going to happen for orientation. We also have a study buddy program where you, if you want, will get matched with someone else who's just started. Really, really fun. So you're going to make friends here as well. And if you are in the process of enrolling, we want you to take a selfie while you do it, because I promise you will look back on that moment as you drive yourself through that course and make all those beautiful products. You will look back at that photo and go, that's the moment everything changed for me. So commit to that. If you're in the process of enrolling, don't forget to do that. And to everyone else, if you want to join our new student cohort, our intake, you have literally half a minute to do it before the timer goes and the duck quacks. And at that point, we will be shutting down the masterclass, and we will be closing enrollment for our International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program. So time is ticking.
We will. But just a quick thank you, because I know that sounds going to go. But thank you to everyone for joining this last time that we've had with you. It's always fun to join you guys for this last hour. Thank you for taking part in the masterclass. Thank you to everyone that has enrolled. We are now going to be busy welcoming new students and onboarding them, and then sending out new entrepreneurs out into the world. But we couldn't do the masterclass without you. So thank you so much. Seems slower this time around.
The duck quacked. I'm afraid that's it. So we have ended. We're in the process of ending our masterclass. We're going to close everything down imminently, and we will be closing down enrollment as well. So let's just do a very quick shout out to everyone who's joined us in the last hour or so. And if you're in the chat, please say something. We've got Gladys in Colombia. Don't know if you're out there, Gladys, but woo, welcome to Formula Botanica. We have Mariam in the UK. We have Eva in Canada. We have Tracy in the US. We have Bibi in the UK. We have Tracy in the UK. We have Godelieve in Belgium. We have Danielle in the US. We have Holly in the UK. We have Faneth in Cambodia. Awesome. Ragda in the US. Vanita in the US. Jefferson in the Netherlands. The list just keeps going. If you heard your name, give us a shout out. We want to celebrate with you because you have made an amazing decision and you now have the tools to change your life.
Congratulations, everyone. And as I keep saying, just please head over to the online classroom. It takes a little while to check you're a student because we get a lot of requests of people who aren't students, and we only want students in there because it is exclusive to you guys. And I'll see you in there, and I will make sure to say hello. But thank you to everyone. Congratulations if you're a new student. And if you're not, if it's today is not the right time for you, just stay in contact with us. As I said, send us an email, check out all the resources we have, download quickly all the resources for the masterclass, and just stay in contact with us.
Absolutely. Please keep in touch. We very much want to enroll you. We want to get you into that community that we host, and we want you to be able to change your life and really transform everything through what we teach. And we know it works because we have the blueprint and we've seen it work thousands of times over the last 13 years. So keep in touch, as Lisa said. And if you've enrolled with us, big warm welcome. Can't wait to meet you in our orientation group. We'll see you in there soon, in fact. Very exciting.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Lorraine. Thank you to the community. Thank you to everyone working behind the scenes. And we will see you all very soon in another live, or just like somewhere down the line, or in the online classroom. So thank you to everyone.
Oh, and I saw someone ask about the next enrollment. We don't have a date. Don't know. Not this year, certainly not. So there are no foreseeable plans to open up for now. But keep in touch, and eventually something will pop up on our website. So you literally have minutes, because I know the tech team hasn't actually shut it all down yet, but minutes is all you've got. But if you're really struggling, then just reach out to our help desk team and they'll be able to help the last minute people get in.
Amazing. So thank you so much to everyone. And it's been amazing. We're kind of like on that high now of everything kind of being wrapped up. But thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you for taking part in the masterclass. We love you to bits, and keep formulating. Keep following that dream, and we shall see you all soon.
All right. Bye, everyone.